Good morning, evening, friends. I'm your friendly announcer. Now, I know y'all gonna probably be a little upset with me today. So, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, family, whatever side of the world that you're on. I just gotta say, welcome to the Mental House with your host, yours truly, Khadijah, the aunt, your favorite auntie on your daddy's side with the big mouth. Okay, um, a lot of y'all go in on my voice and all that. First of all, let me let you know I'm a singer. And I have a very distinct voice. I know I've had it ever since I was a baby. I was the only child in the nursery that my mom could identify because she said all the little babies would go where, and I would go and for a long time I was very, very people made me very self-conscious about my voice. Those things I don't care about anymore because this voice has made me a lot of money. I've worked with a late great John Hughes, the movie director from Chicago. That won Throw Mama from the Train, Plane, Trains, and Automobiles. And I've also done a lot of recording in my life. So I'm a singer. That's where the voice come from. But anyway, that's neither here nor there. What I want to talk about today, y'all, is this is something especially. This again, I want to transcend those color lines right now and just talk about shit that is pretty human all across the board. And pretty much because what I saw today made me think, and it made me think about my own life because I have this problem in my life, in my family, in my immediate family. And again, I always talk about dealing with narcissism and people who are just charged, so personality driven that they will damage everybody around them. They're almost like a forest fire, and their children are like trees, and they'll just burn them down with their madness. And instill in them bad programming that will pretty much affect them for the rest of their lives. Okay, and I don't think a lot of us really think about how important that job is, being a parent, and just how devastating our words can be to our children. I was in Toys R Us, and again, I heard a lady, a young girl, calling her baby son of a bitch, and everything in me, all the hairs on my neck stood up, everything. And the baby was maybe 3. Get your little ass over here, son of a bitch. I'm sick of yelling at you. So I said, Lord, please give me the words to say because I can't let her get away with this. She can't be damaging the babies like this. And I know I might get hurt, but all I did was look at that baby face. And although my mom didn't curse me out and stuff like that, my parents did a lot of name calling, which I thought is, just think about it, is very silly. And a lot of y'all grew up in families where your parents called you stupid, called you dummies. Get your dumb ass over here. Get over here, you stupid. That shit ain't right. It's not right at all. And if you doing your children like that, knock it off. Knock it the freak off, because the damage that you do when you do things like that to children is just horrible, because you're setting them up for a life that they will get accustomed to looking and be comfortable with people calling them names. They're probably going to be in an abusive relationship, or they're going to be the abuser, because it's coding. It's like DNA. Okay, we're coded with different numbers and different patterns and things like of that nature. So if I've been programmed and coded with a bunch of negative information about myself, be it that I'm a bitch, I'm dumb, I'm evil, I'm a whore, I'm a motherfucker, I'm a punk ass bitch, because the guys are not limited or exempt. You know, so if you being called names like this by your parent, the very first programmer, the person that's God in your life until you find them for yourself. When this person is behaving like that and calling you those kind of names, they are so much setting you up for failure. They are so much setting you up for an emotionally fucked up way of relating to people. So, what I did was I had to calm down first because I didn't want to start a fight. And of course, the store was crowded, but I had to be able to talk to my sister and let her know I'm a grandma. Okay, I can't sit up here and let you talk to this baby like this. So, but at the same time, I had to make sure I had that goddamn it on me because I didn't know if she was gonna start wilding out. So, but I had to go and say something to the baby about the baby. So what I did was I was like, children can be so frustrating, can't they? I know they get on your nerves, and especially at this time of the year. You know, when they see all this stuff. Remember, we are in Toys R Us. She's like, I said, but let me say something. You know, I'm not the only person in the store, and they watch it, and we watch how people were all over, cameras all over, and they watching how you communicating with your baby. And I know you're frustrated. And your baby's so beautiful. You're so beautiful. Why are you challenging your mama? Why are you giving your mama a hard time? I kept fluctuating back and forth in the conversation like that to get her to kind of relax because she was on edge. And when I first opened up my mouth, I could tell that, when her nostrils started flaring, I was like, oh shit. Okay. But it didn't turn bad. It didn't go all bad. And I thank God that it was a teachable moment. It was a moment that I hope that she took me serious, that not only are there cameras everywhere, this is the kind of stuff that'll get your baby taken away from you. And I couldn't go into a long detail in terms of preaching about the damage that she's doing to her child and this, that, and the other. So I didn't do that. I just tried to keep it on the low and on the light. Like, he'll grow out of it. Trust me. All this stuff that you're doing now, he'll grow out of it. And make sure you spend some time for yourself. Okay? Don't let them stress you out over the holidays, girl. So I had to make sure I kept it in line like that. And she thanked me. And I thank God that it didn't go all bad. And we can't be afraid to talk to our people. We can't be afraid to not maybe bang on them or say it in a way that is very offensive to them, so you will get challenged. But try to say it in love, because that's what, there's a scripture I think that says, with love and kindness have I drawn thee. And I know it's not always possible. I slip. Listen, I'm the biggest screw up that you guys could possibly imagine. As old as I am, I still make mistakes. And it's going to probably pop. It's going to keep on happening until they throw the dirt on me. Okay? But I want to be able to learn from them. And I want to be able to go forward and be better because of it. So the encounter that I had today, I'm glad that it happened. At the same time, I want us to be very mindful and careful as a group of people, because we feel bad enough already. And to be mired down in that kind of already bad feeling and really take some of that frustration out on your kid, it's not the best antidote or remedy. Because that's really what you're doing. You're taking your frustration out on your child. And if you think it's going to be, I was never the kind of parent that said I'm just going to leave my child home because they act a certain way. I was always one that wanted to expose my child to all types of environments. And that way I would be able to test what I'd been teaching. And the only way to test what you teach is to put yourself in an environment where you have to use what you've been taught. So don't leave your babies at home. Learn how to be more patient. Learn how to, and I know that it probably sounds crazy, me talking about cussing. And, sometimes I can have a serious potty mouth. I get that. But I don't cuss out my children. I never have. Matter of fact, might get a chance that my daughter's 26 years old. But I've never cussed her out in my life. And I just don't do that. Now, I've cussed some people out. I think. I know I'm from the hood, so I'm capable. And sometimes I'm filled with that much anger that the nice words don't fit it. I just like the passion of it. It's not that I don't have a vocabulary or I can't articulate it, what I'm saying. It's just that sometimes I just like the effect. So, but again, that's not something that I would unleash on my children or my grandchildren. That in itself is psychotic. So I want to put my arm around all of y'all that are parents tonight. Hug your babies. Remember that they may get on our nerves and they may do things sometimes to test our patience. Remember, as parents, we have no right, and it is going to damage our children in the long run if we call them names, emotionally bruising their little delicate sensitivities. And that, to me, is breaking down a person's self-esteem. And once you break down a person's self-esteem, it gets very difficult for them to fly, because who can fly on broken wings? Nobody. So with that thought, I want you all to have a good evening, good day, good morning, good afternoon, whichever one. And I'm glad that you joined me. Thank you for listening. Please like the video and subscribe. And I'll see you next time in the mental house. Bye-bye.